Hi guys. All right, so you're here because you have gotten into the KLM band of reading complexity. So I want to talk to you about three main parts of literature that I want you to be focusing on as you're reading your novels or your books. And I want you to focus on plot, character, and theme when you're doing your jotting. All right, first I want to talk to you a little bit about plot. Remember, plot has to do with the events in the story. Okay, the basic plot line, remember, looks kind of like a witch's hat or a roller coaster, right? Where you start here and you're going to bump into a main conflict, right? So we're going to do a lightning bolt for the conflict. Then that problem is going to rise in intensity until we get to the climax. That's right. Right? Then it's going to come down, and it's not going to take as long to finish as it did to get into the intensity of the conflict. So it's going to finish a little bit quicker. We call this place where we know the conflict is resolved, right? We call that the resolution. Okay. In your KLM books, you're going to have a basic plot line just like this. All right. What I want you to think about as you're jotting, if you choose to really kind of focus on the plot, and sometimes you're gonna focus on all of it together, but I want you to just kind of wrap your thoughts around all these things, and then do your jotting. Use these questions to lead your jotting. If you're thinking about plot, trying to identify that conflict, ask yourself questions like, what is the character after? What's the character trying to get? Okay, that's going to give you glimpses into this early conflict that you'll find out towards the beginning of your novel. Think about how those events, as the story continues to go, rise to the most intense moment for the character, and then see if you can also identify the resolution. Those are really important pieces to get, particularly the conflict resolution. Sometimes it's hard to figure out a climax, especially as you get into the higher level complexity books. It'll be a little trickier, but if you can really identify a main conflict and how that conflict gets resolved, you'll be doing great. All right? Now let's turn our attention to character, okay? In the KLM band of complexity, I want you to try to be thinking about noticing your characters. I want you to notice not just external, like, yeah, you can jot down what they look like, what kind of style they have, if they wear baggy pants versus, dressy clothes. You can jot those down, but that's not what I want your focus to be. Your focus is going to be on those internal qualities, all right, that the author may not even come out and tell you. Sometimes they will. And if they do, it's a little gimme. I still want you to jot it down. Okay? But other than that, you're going to have to be looking at things like, okay, what does the character say? Right? How does the character talk to other characters? Respectfully? Disrespectfully? Does he sound like he's better than everybody? Or does he seem really meek, timid, and shy? Those are the things I want you to look for. How he talks to other people. Look at his actions. What does the character do? Right? We can infer things about characters based on how the author writes and the way that they behave. All right? Also think about what maybe other characters might say about that character. But I want you to mostly look at those internal characteristics, those character qualities like kindness, meanness. But then I want you to try to see if you can be real specific. What kind of kind? Is he encouraging someone? Is he generous, giving away something that belongs to him? Okay? So characters, we're focusing on mostly internal character qualities, all right? Making sure that you are identifying those character qualities that you think, and then writing down the evidence from the text that makes you say so. Okay, we have those lists of character traits if you need to kind of peruse those a little bit and see if you can find some real specific character trait words. All right, as far as theme for your KLM band of complexity books, you're going to be asking yourself questions like, okay, I finished the book, think back over the whole text. What lesson did my character learn? Go back to that idea of the plot line, right? Go back to that conflict. Think about how the conflict got resolved. What lesson did the character learn? Maybe about family. Maybe they learned a lesson about friendship. Maybe they learned a lesson about themselves, something they learned about themselves. Those are the things you're going to kind of look for and see if you can identify that. And then go back and kind of explain how you saw that play out in the story. The other thing to think about too is ask yourself if the reader got something maybe unexpected. Did something unexpected happen in this carrying out of all these events? Did something unexpected happen that the character wasn't quite looking for? Maybe they thought something was going to happen and that was going to make them happy, and then something else ended up making them happier. Okay, so those are the types of things in your KLM books I want you thinking about. When you're doing your jotting, don't feel like you have to just jot about plot or just jot about character, right? All of these things are working together to make you understand it the way the author really wants you to understand it. So as you're jotting, you don't have to jot every single thing that we just talked about, and those are on your posters in front of you. Don't jot every single thing. These are ideas to get you focusing on what kinds of things you should be expecting in your KLM books. All right, enjoy, and I hope that you have great conversations with each other as you work through your notes in your books. All right, thanks. Bye.